I'm sorry, I think it's got to this fucking point, man.
A way to sell it. I ain't gonna lie, Mizkif. Way to sell it. He didn't want anybody.
He said, yeah, let's get a round of applause for the acting, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Hey, Mizkif. Alright, yeah, so you see my last video? We reacted to the Emiru situation. I'm a little late on it. This happened like last. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is editing Jaden. Editor Jaden type shit. Editor Dub now. People had that shit on my nose. I ain't gonna lie. If you guys ain't noticed, that probably ruined your experience for the next couple. I don't know when it came out. I don't know when it fell out. If it fell out, I don't know if it did. I just had the video. I seen. I was like, damn, I really got done dirt. But I ain't gonna lie, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too deep, yo. You watch the video, that like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? This week or something. But supposedly Mizkif has responded to it. Now with the Emiru's video, I reacted to her whole entire thing. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting the sense that he's about to say a lot of bullshit. So we're about to just react to Mizi talking about his response to condense it, because I ain't trying to watch his whole thing, bro. So let's get into it. Mizkif's response to Emiru's abuse allegations make it even worse by Mizi.
I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing.
I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious I will not be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right. I am going to completely separate myself from these people in this community, which is fine, and I've already been doing it. But I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not? Go crazy. Who cares?
Boy, this is actually sick and disgusting. Remember that streamer Emiru, who we covered 7 days ago on this channel, that got assaulted at TwitchCon? The young streamer who had her assailant come around the barricade and come up, hug her, kiss her on the neck, potentially have something.
Oh shit!
Do something with it. I can't even honestly think of what he was gonna do with the device that he had in his hand. Yeah, that's
what we do out in the open at TwitchCon, bro. Ow.
Same streamer. Well, in her address to Dan Clancy and the Twitch community about what happened, she said something very, very interesting. Something that had my ears kind of perk up.
But honestly, this has been a really hard year for me. Honestly, it's been really hard, like 2 years. I've been carrying a lot of really heavy burdens. There's a lot of things that I haven't wanted to talk about that I think I will probably be talking about when I get home from TwitchCon.
And lo and behold, the thing that she was talking about was levying allegations of SA, domestic abuse,
she foreshadowed,
and a bunch of other things on streamer Mizkif, her ex-boyfriend. Now, I'm going to give a trigger warning. Some of the stuff that's about to be discussed in this video is actually kind of disgusting, and not even kind of disgusting, it's quite disgusting. But you get to hear both her telling of the events, and because we waited long enough, we also get his telling and admittance to a lot of the things that she claims that he did in his own words. Emiru starts off this conversation by talking about how controlling and emotionally abusive Mizkif is. She talks about 2 different instances. One instance.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, bro, Emiru basically said like he was controlling, he was obsessed with like him being above her. Like when they would stream, he would like get mad when she had higher viewers. He would like threatening to kill himself. He was throwing bottles at her, throwing his phone at her. There was a moment where she was on the bed. Well, she moved out his crib, got her own house. He was like begging to talk to her again. I think she let him in the crib, and then there was a moment where they was on the couch, and he like tried to get on top of her and shit. Like there's a lot of that shit. Like he's a weird nigga, bro. Like that's the easiest way to describe it, bro. He's just a weird nigga, bro.
In which she was made to cry for hours on end based off of Mizkif's drunken rage about him being, you know, so insecure about his viewership. Emiru had more viewers than he did, and he didn't like the way that she was streaming on one of her Q&A drunken streams. So he called / texted her and started berating her about how she was conducting herself on stream, causing her to take a brief 45-minute intermission to go off and handle this situation, only to come back and cry on camera.
Okay, wait, I need to walk around for a second. I'm a little bit, I think I took too many shots too quickly. I'm doing great. Okay, I'm feeling great right now. So why don't we continue the Q&A for a little bit?
Now, Mizkif would claim that she was going to farm parasocial viewerships. He was claiming that she was doing sexual things to, you know, garner a certain type of audience. He was saying that she was lifting her legs and doing something sexual with a bottle. But let me show you the clips. These are the clips that Mizkif is talking about that is garnering this audience. He's saying that this is a way for her to sexualize herself in order to, it's some weird and controlling ass shit. I'm turned on. I don't know. In this one, you got to be a super gooner to get turned on by this. Like, I don't. Now, Mizkif goes on to address these allegations
This nigga's
that he is
weird.
some sort of controlling freak. He acknowledges that he is this type of person, but I'm going to play it and let you hear how he describes it. That way you can make your own judgments.
I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole. Stop talking about past relationships. And yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe.
Interesting.
And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man.
A way to sell it. I ain't gonna lie, Mizkif. Way to sell it. He didn't want anybody.
He said, yeah, let's get a round of applause for the acting, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Hey, Mizkif, bro. He trying to be the next Michael B. Jordan movie or something, man. He might leave Twitch as a whole, go join Hollywood, bro.
Else to end up harming her because he wanted to be the only one to do it. This isn't the only situation of him being emotionally abusive to her.
Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom, the holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour. And like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us.
I'm gonna say this for anybody who's dealing with any sort of relationships or situationships that they feel potentially have the signs of being toxic. Anybody that's actively punching a hole in a wall, something that doesn't damage the wall greater than the hole that you put in it, but damages you, like they're physically willing to sacrifice themselves, that person is abusive and they are willing to punch you even. The same thing with threats of violence or harming yourself. It's all kikis and ha-has.
Chill. I don't agree with that. There's a lot of niggas with anger issues that punch walls, but I don't think that would transfer into attacking a person. Like Flight. Y'all know Flight, FTC, Flight Team Stand Up. Flight been punching walls, throwing stuff at walls. I've never heard any woman say that he abused them. If anything, people say Flight be letting women run over him. So I don't like that narrative. I want to go that far now. I don't know about those.
Till it's not. That whole conversation about, oh, I'm gonna drive 150 miles per hour and we'll both end up dead in this car. That is not something to play with. That's not something to take.
Yeah, no. That is crazy.
Those types of talking points in your relationship, that's a clear indicator and sign that somebody is abusive and that you should get out. This is a bit of violence that Mizkif himself even owns up to in his response to this Emiru blasting of him.
I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad. But Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
Based off of everything that I watched throughout these videos, Mizkif,
maybe she said that because of the way you was acting, you know? But I don't know, man. I might be tripping.
has a common theme of being insecure about his status and his stature in the content creator sphere. You would think somebody who is as big as him would feel like he is more of a success. But listening to Emiru talk about a time where Mizkif decided to drive 150 miles per hour again on the road, it seems as though he is always constantly questioning who he is and his place in the hierarchy of creators.
This wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did. A lot of the time, like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
And I'm always a guy of pattern recognition. So when I went to do my digging for this video, it seems as though this is something that he struggled with before. Who he is and people around him surpassing him. Hell, even his ex, Maya, who the internet through this research is claiming that he also did abuse her, he showed some signs of insecurity towards her and her growing viewership when they were together.
I was terrified. I couldn't understand what was happening. My viewers were dropping, Maya's were only going up. And there was a part of me that thought that I was going to be smaller than her, and I don't know if it was my ego or what, but I couldn't take it. I felt like shit.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, bro.
Wow. Now, you know what? He just gave credence to everything Emiru was saying, bro. He's crazy, bro.
And I was on the phone with Austin, and then XQC, I somehow got on a call with him, and he talked to me for hours, making me feel better about it. And he did. And I genuinely...
It matters that much to you, bro? Like, I don't think, like, okay. When I make it big, bro, I'm not gonna be like... I think I heard something, but... bro, it matters that much. Bro, personally, bro, y'all wanna know my, like, made it moment in YouTube? I don't gotta be the biggest nigga, bro. Pause if needed. I don't gotta be Mr. Beast. I don't gotta be Kai. I don't gotta be anybody, bro. I don't gotta be 1 million subs. I don't gotta be 500K. I feel like I made it when I get to the point where this is my job and I do not have to work a 9 to 5. That is literally my goal, bro. If I get to that point where I could make what? Let's say I make 5K a month off of YouTube, bro. In my mind, I made it, bro. I'm good, bro. I am straight. As long as I can live off this. That's how I feel like people get too obsessed with numbers. Like, bro, like, you gotta look at it like this. In the grand scheme of things, bro, you are one of the select few people who do not have to work a normal job, bro. You get to wake up on your own schedule, your own time. You get to choose what you want to do every day. You don't gotta, your boss, you don't gotta look to no one, go to your, but like, bro, you are the top 1% of in the country, bro. Like, just working while, bro. Like, you feel me? You gotta be grateful for the things you have and stop looking at the next nigga like, oh, this nigga's going up. Why am I going up? Bro, nigga, you guys are both, you feel me? Like, people gotta look at it that way. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek, bro, but me and my friends just talking about starting a content creator group, bro. And we all at ground zero right now, bro. I got like 80 something subs, bro. We all like under 100. Let's say, like, let's compare it to AMP, right? A lot of them niggas was making videos before Kai. Hit 1 million before Kai. Now Kai's the biggest. You think AMP is looking at Kai talking about some, why is he blowing up and I'm still here? No, like, what, bro? You guys are all rich, all making money. Like, it don't matter, bro. Like, it's like when I start my group and I become, no offense to like Crystal Davis, and I'm like Crystal Davis where I'm not making as much money as my other friends. I'm not going to care. At the end of the day, I did my part. You feel me? Like, I got to the point where I wanted to be, which is out the 9 to 5 life, bro. That's how I view it, bro. Maybe I yap too much, my fault, but that's what I view it, man. So, get back to the video.
After talking to him, felt a lot better. And I don't think he even realizes what he did for me in that call, but he really did help me a lot. I was nonstop. It's all I could think about is that she was beating me as a streamer and I was going to die. But then he reminded me that women have a cap and men just grow as streamers, and that's pretty much just fucking it.
Hey, man.
Wow, yo.
Real classy dudes these guys are. Just stand up guys. Stand up guys. This leads us to our biggest claim in this video. This is where Emiru claims that Mizkif did two things. One, he gave her a black eye by throwing a phone at her, and two, he committed SA against her.
He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruised very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while. And I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with.
As you should.
I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face. And I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed, and when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, and instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now, I feel like I did something wrong, I have to go," and he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Now, I think Emiru, somebody who just came out of the Twitch.
Even in a situation like, okay, niggas might be like, yeah, okay, he didn't continue. You know, he realized he was tripping, he left, but you still just... He couldn't be like, oh, that do something. Like, bro, you're just going to, like, up and, like, niggas is weird, bro. Like,
Con situation where she got assaulted, knows how serious this is, knows that she can't just levy these allegations, you know, baselessly and aimlessly. And anybody who is a victim of SA, like, I'm standing with you totally. Especially after Mizkif comes and gives his explanations as to how both situations happened. I have no choice but to believe her wholeheartedly because what he says is just hogwash and baloney.
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth.
Aye, gay.
Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone.
And you hit her in the eye? That's what you want us to believe? Now, I don't believe that story for 1 second. You're telling me that you casually tossed your phone?
Yeah, like,
whatever the case may be. And it's something that just so happened to hit her in her eye to give her a black eye. Now, let me ask you this. Why, after that situation, was Emiru going on live stream lying to people about how she got the black eye?
I actually had like a small black eye from running into something, and no one could tell. I thought I wouldn't be able to cover it because it was really bad. What'd you run into? I was like turning a corner really fast and I hit like the bottom of my eye socket on the wall.
Y'all couldn't even come up with a better excuse as to how she got the damn black eye. Like, that's abuse victim 101. Running into a doorknob or door hinge or whatever to hit her in the eye socket. And apparently it was really, really bad. She wasn't showing her face or couldn't show her face and talked about covering it up. But she got that from a phone hitting her in the face. I can't believe that for 1 second. And if that's the excuse that you're going to use for the black eye, let's hear the excuse that you use for the SA.
We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food. And then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general.
No mention of the crime.
I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
No mention of the crying, and again, if you were in a situation in which...
I'm gonna keep it a beam. He just said what Emiru said. I don't cancel me, but like, I don't think his retelling of that situation is like wrong, or he basically admitted, yeah, I did that. That's what happened. And then he said, yeah, like I don't know what he's about to say, but he said what Emiru said, like, yeah, he thought, you know what I'm saying? She said no. He read and dipped. He said, you know, he didn't check up on her. That's where he went wrong at. He didn't even try to be like, oh, are you okay? I thought, nah, he just up and left. That's what he said. So I don't know what he's talking about saying. His response was, he said what Emiru said.
You thought this was the next step, advancing to the next stage. Y'all were cuddling and stuff like that. Especially in a time of distress, you would have no problem with having a conversation with her right after. Kind of acknowledging that, hey,
yeah, okay.
You yelping and leaving.
Yeah. That's where he went wrong at. He definitely should have been like, oh, he should have talked about it with her, like, oh, are you okay? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's where he went wrong at. I thought he was going to go the other way, saying that his whole response was fucked. I was like, bro, he just said what Emiru said, but okay, yeah.
And the way that you did seems as though you did something that you knew you were guilty for. If Mizkif didn't give enough bad excuses after bad excuses on this live stream, he then doubles down on what Emiru kind of alluded to at the end of her stream, and the fact that, hey, Mizkif is going to try to paint me to be some sort of a villain in this conversation. And the way that he does that is by playing the animal card, the same card that they tried to use on Hassan last week.
Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having...
What does this have to do with the situation?
...having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
What? Oh.
Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits.
I think it's odd.
These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals.
Okay, this is disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. This is nasty. This is W neglect. Well, not W neglect. Not W neglect, but you think this is neglect. Like, okay, but you're deflecting, my nigga. This is not, you know what I'm saying? Excuse what you did to her, bro. I don't, you feel me? Like, this is W deflection, bro. Like, stop it.
I'm not gonna sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who came to my house knew that they were neglected.
What's that?
This is an up close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not gonna sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's fucking disgusting.
So let me get this straight. Your ultimate combatant to the allegations, the DV allegations, the verbal abuse allegations is the fact that Emiru was neglectful to rabbits that were also in your house and in your care. I don't think that that's like the best excuse in the world.
Yeah, like
it's an excuse at all. It's a non-excuse. It's crazy because he's trying to play this internet game that a lot of content creators try to do, in which they utilize their audience and their feelings towards a situation in order to paint somebody or someone else in a bad light. I'm gonna be quite honest with you though, gang. This is falling on deaf ears. Nobody cares about these rabbits in this situation when there are claims of SA that you admitted and acknowledged, when there are claims of DV, which you gave an excuse about, and when there are claims of threats, violence, and other things. You are an insecure man, and that is an invalid excuse, full stop. Now, what Mizkif did to close out his stream is he gave a pretty eerie and ominous threat to other content creators and streamers out there that he knows personally.
I am going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I am not going away. I have no plans to go away. And I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated. I have dozens of photos and videos, calls and messages as well, if she has them. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days of other people, of other things. I have a lot of messages that I have that I'm going to expose as time goes on, because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild.
So you've been sitting on these other videos and other evidence of people doing SA or DV or just other disgusting stuff from...
Yeah, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
We hear you loud and clear. And
yeah, like, what are we talking about?
This specific conversation, but it opens up the present of a bigger conversation. Twitch, the community, the streamers, the content creators have problems, like real problems. Not like, oh, we can't figure out which platform to stream on, but no, these are people who are violent silent. And it's disgusting because in his attempt to defend himself, Mizkif is ultimately admitting that, yeah, I know that streamers commit these atrocities. I just hide them, just like other streamers.
Word.
But I tell you what, Mizkif, you go ahead and you release that information. Release that information. I want you to, because we can pack them and you up.
Real shit.
There's no way that we should be platforming anybody who has these levels of skeletons in their closet.
Real shit, bro. We get them all out of here. Like, word.
I'm praying for you, to be quite honest with you. Like you said, this is a hell of a year, and your assaults are getting caught on camera and getting admitted to by the people that are doing the assaults. What a hell of a time that we live in. I'm hoping and praying that Twitch does the right thing. By the time this video goes out, Mizkif should be banned if they want to stay true to what they say. But they'll probably do what
yeah, so that covers the Emiru and Mizkif situation. Mizkif a weird nigga. Like, I feel like I don't know what his age range is. You feel me? Like the age of his audience, because I'm not really on that side of Twitch, but like only little niggas and kids are gonna like get swayed by him mentoring her being neglectful towards rabbits. Like, bro, that doesn't, my fault. Shit. That doesn't erase what you did to her. Like, what? That's like, shit, I would never do this shit, but actually, let me use another example. It was like me punching my friend in the face. Boom. And then me be like, yeah, but you didn't wash the dishes last week. Like, what? Like, that's probably a bad example. But you get my point. So yeah, I don't know what niggas going on. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that seems to cover the Emiru and Mizkif situation. If more happens, you know what I'm saying, I will update y'all niggas, but you know, so that seems to be it. More guys to come to the channel. Me Jaden, call me J Dub. I'm out, bro.